Open your phone right now. Scroll for 30 seconds. Look at the faces sliding by. Strangers smiling into cameras. Strangers eating meals. Strangers dancing in empty rooms. Your ancestors would not understand any of this, but they would understand what you're feeling while you do it. Because the thing you're looking for when you open that app, the thing that pulls you back 5, 10, 30 times a day, isn't new. It's the same thing your ancestors spent their entire lives searching for 3 million years ago on the African savanna. Connection. We think we're different from them. We think we've evolved past survival. But your body doesn't know that. Your brain is still running software, written in a world that no longer exists. And it's making decisions you don't even realize you're making. So what did ancient humans actually need to survive? And why are you still looking for it? The answer is buried in caves, in bones, in the structure of your brain itself. And it's not what you think. Let's start with something simple. Your earliest ancestors, roughly 3 million years ago, were not sitting around campfires telling stories. They were alone. Most of the time, dangerously alone. A single human in the wild doesn't stand a chance. No claws, no venom, no real speed. We are slower than lions, weaker than gorillas, and less armored than almost anything that wanted to eat us. But we had one thing no other animal had. We could cooperate with strangers. A chimpanzee can work with family. A wolf can work with a pack. But a human can walk into a group of people they've never met, and within hours be coordinating a hunt, sharing food, building shelter. This ability, this strange specific talent for trusting people we barely know, is what kept us alive. And your brain never forgot it. Every time you check your phone, you are not looking for information. You are looking for proof that you are still connected, that you still belong, that if danger came, someone would notice. Your ancestors lived in groups of 20 to 150 people. Everyone knew everyone. If you were ignored, you died. If you were cast out, you died. If no one remembered your name, you didn't eat. So your brain developed a warning system. It started sending pain signals whenever you were alone too long, ignored too long, forgotten too long. That pain has a name: loneliness. And it is one of the oldest, deepest survival instincts you have. Loneliness doesn't feel like hunger, but it works the same way. Hunger tells you your body needs food. Loneliness tells you your body needs people. It is not emotional. It is biological. A 2010 study found that loneliness triggers the same brain regions as physical pain. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between being excluded from a group and being physically injured. And here's what's strange. It doesn't matter if you're actually in danger. It only matters if your brain thinks you are. This is why you can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. Because your brain isn't measuring how many people are nearby. It's measuring how many people would come if you called. For most of human history, that number was clear. You knew exactly who would share food with you, who would defend you, who would remember you when you were gone. Now, you have 800 friends online and no idea who would show up. Your ancestors didn't have to wonder. They knew. Because survival wasn't theoretical, it was daily. When a hunter killed an animal, they didn't keep it. They shared it. Not because they were generous, because they had to. Next week, someone else would make the kill, and you would be the one who needed feeding. This is called reciprocal altruism, and it only works if people remember. If people keep track, if people care whether you exist. So your brain developed a system to make sure you stayed visible. It started rewarding you every time someone noticed you, every time someone smiled at you, every time someone said your name. It gave you a chemical called dopamine. The same chemical your body releases when you eat sugar, when you find food, when you have sex. Dopamine says, "This kept you alive. Do it again." And your brain still releases it today. Every time someone likes your photo, comments on your post, responds to your message. You are not addicted to your phone. You are addicted to the proof that you still matter. Your ancestors would have understood that feeling completely. But there's something else they needed. Something even deeper than belonging. Meaning. Because here's the thing about being human. We don't just want to survive. We want to know why we're surviving. Your ancestors didn't just hunt and eat and sleep. They painted on cave walls. They buried their dead with flowers. They carved patterns into bones that had no practical use. In 2018, archaeologists found a piece of ochre in South Africa with a geometric pattern carved into it. It's 73,000 years old. No one knows what it means. But someone spent hours making it. Someone thought it mattered. We are the only species that creates things solely because they mean something. And meaning, for your ancestors, came from two places: people and story. People gave you identity. Story gave you purpose. A hunter didn't just kill a mammoth. They killed the mammoth everyone would talk about for years. A mother didn't just raise a child. She raised the child who would remember her name. Your ancestors understood something we've forgotten. You don't survive by staying alive. You survive by being remembered. This is why humans tell stories, why we sing songs, why we carve names into stone. It's not decoration. It's proof we existed. And your brain still craves that proof. This is why you post photos of your meals, why you share your thoughts with strangers, why you feel a quiet panic when no one responds. You're not being vain. You're trying to be remembered. But here's where it gets complicated. For most of human history, being remembered was hard. You had to do something worth remembering. You had to be valuable to the group. You had to matter in a way that couldn't be ignored. Now, you can be remembered by 1,000 people who will forget you in 4 seconds. Your brain can't tell the difference between real connection and the appearance of connection. It just knows. Someone saw me. Someone reacted. I still exist. So it rewards you the same way. But the feeling doesn't last. Because your ancestors didn't just need to be seen once. They needed to be seen continuously by the same people over years. That's what built trust. That's what built safety. A like is not trust. A follow is not safety. Your brain knows this. Somewhere deep down, it knows. And that's why you keep scrolling. You're not looking for more attention. You're looking for the kind of attention that actually makes you feel safe. The kind your ancestors had. The kind that says, I see you. I know you. If you disappeared, I would notice. And you're not going to find it on a screen. This is not a lecture. This is not about quitting your phone or going off-grid or pretending the modern world doesn't exist. This is about understanding what your body is trying to tell you. Every time you feel lonely in a crowded room, your body is trying to tell you something. Every time you post something and feel nothing, your body is trying to tell you something. Every time you close your phone and feel emptier than when you opened it, your body is trying to tell you something. It's saying, this is not what I was built for. You were built for firelight and story, for faces you recognized, for voices that knew your name, for people who would come if you called. You were built to be seen by 5 people who mattered, not 500 people who don't. And your body is still looking for that. So what did ancient humans actually need? Not food, not shelter, not even safety. They needed to know they weren't alone, that someone would remember their name, that their life meant something to someone else, and so do you. You can have every material thing your ancestors dreamed of, and still feel empty, because the one thing they had, you don't. They had each other. Not strangers, not audiences, not followers. Each other. And maybe that's the thing we are all actually hungry for. Maybe loneliness was never about being alone. Maybe it was always about being unseen. Your ancestors knew your face. They knew your voice. They knew what you were afraid of. And if you vanished one day, they would have noticed. That is what your body is still searching for. Every time you pick up your phone, not likes, not views, proof that if you disappeared, someone would come looking.